welcome back to the channel. I'm Mattfig, and today I want to do a little bit of an amp shootout. We have the Soldano Slow 100, and in the loop, of course not impacting any of the slows tone, we have the Synergy Fortin KillerKali module. Next up, we have the Mesa Badlander 100, and on top, kind of an unsung hero of my collection, the Marshall Vintage Modern. In the loop, we have the usual suspects. We have the ISP decimator to eat some of the noise, especially on these high gain. And then, of course, a little bit of the TC reverb and delay. I should add, though, that my passion for doing this is all at mattfig.com, where you can get all of these tones and a ton more for your digital modeling systems. All right, let's discuss just for a second about how these amps are set up. So the Slow 100 is on the overdrive channel, and it's got tons of gain on it, like just past 8 on the gain. So there's plenty going on. And that's kind of just to counteract a little bit what you're going to hear from that KillerKali, which is a lot of gain. Then we have the Badlander, which is set up with the Crush channel. So that's like the heaviest channel with quite a bit of gain on that too. And I should also mention that the Mesa Badlander has been modified by yours truly, actually, to retain clarity, but have a little bit more because I really loved the amp. When I first got it, I thought something might be wrong because there wasn't quite enough gain going on. However, a little bit of modification, and there's plenty of gain now, and it sounds fantastic. So up to the top, we have the Marshall. This is the Vintage Modern 2466, and it's a classic to me. Not super well known, so I'm going to start incorporating it more into the channel because it should be more known. The way this amp is set up right now is that it's got two little modes, the low range and the high range. We're in the high range, which gets you a lot of the gain. And then there is also a, let me make sure I'm reading that right, a mid boost, which is on as well. And that's kind of like a difference if you are a Friedman person between the brown eye and the hairy brown eye to my ear. That's not what it technically is, but it feels like a little bit of an extra gain stage added onto it. So that's active on there as well. All right, so here's a little riff that I came up with just to kind of showcase the settings on these amps. You get a little 80s, you get a little chuggy. It ain't anything special, but it do the job, I hope. So here we go. Slow 100. Here comes the KillerKali. Badlander Crush channel. Marshall Vintage Modern. All right, so I thought I'd show a little bit of the Vintage Modern. So the gain's up pretty high, but what I'd like to show you is just how this mid boost works. Again, I kind of likened it to the HBE versus the BE. So I'm going to start with it on, off, and then I'll just toggle it. So here we go. Okay, so hopefully you can hear a little bit of that. It does add a dynamic to the feel of the playing, that's for certain. All right, so we're going to do a little riffing around with the 3 amps in a little bit lesser gain setting. So we're going to start with the Vintage Modern, and this is with the mid boost off. Also, we'll get to the Mesa in a moment, and that is on the Crunch channel, not the Crush, but the Crunch. And then the Slow will be on the normal channel with the Crunch activated, and then we'll use channel 1 which is no violence and no saturation on the KillerKali. In those first clips, there was violence and saturation. So here we go. This is the Vintage Modern. You'll also notice that the effects are a little bit louder on the Marshall. That's just due to the loop being a little bit different than these other amps. So let's switch it over to the Mesa Badlander. All right, let's go over to the slow 100 in the normal channel crunch mode. KillerKali, again, no violence and no saturation. Sorry, no violence, no saturation. There you go. As always, thank you for watching. And again, please visit Mattfig, where you can get these and so many more tones in the digital formats that you use all the time. Kemper, NAMM, Tonex, Quad Cortex, Ampero 2, you name it, I have it. Let me be your tone guy, please.